welcome back to my channel. So today I will be talking to you guys about hair porosity levels, protein treatment, and when to trim your hair. If you follow me on Instagram, then I promised I was going to do this video where I get to talk about hair porosity levels. I get to talk about protein treatment, how often you should do protein treatment, and also trimming your natural hair, when to trim, how to know you need a trim. So I am going to get to it now. I kind of like wrote it in this book so that I don't kind of like get confused and make this video boring. So I'm just going to, you're going to see me look into the book every once in a while to kind of like just remind myself what I'm talking about. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to be starting with porosity. Porosity level is simply your hair's ability to absorb and retain moisture. That's just what hair porosity level means. So the ability for your hair to absorb moisture and retain that moisture. That's what hair porosity is. And there are like three hair porosity levels. So it's either your hair is low porosity, medium or middle porosity, and then high porosity. Now, in order for you to know your hair porosity level, there's this test, strand test, where you just take a strand of hair from your hair, especially after you've just washed your hair with shampoo, because you don't want to do it when you have product on your hair. If not, it's going to influence your result. And also, you don't want to apply conditioner on your hair before you do it. So as soon as you wash your hair with your shampoo, just take a clean strand of hair before applying your conditioner, and place it in a glass of water. Or to use the glass so that you can see through it. So you just place your strand of hair in the glass of water and observe it for 5 minutes. Now, if your hair floats on the water, it means you have low porosity hair. What this simply means is your hair doesn't absorb moisture easily. It's difficult for your hair to absorb moisture. But one good thing about low porosity hair is once you can get moisture into your hair, it stays. Although it's difficult to get moisture in, but once moisture is able to get into your hair strand, then it stays for a very long time. And then secondly, if you notice your hair is kind of like in the middle, it's not floating and it's not sinking, it's kind of like in the middle, it means you have middle or medium porosity level. This simply means that your hair is able to absorb moisture at quite a normal and a good rate, and it's able to still retain that moisture at a normal and a good rate. So your hair is pretty good. And then if your hair strand sinks to the bottom of the glass, this means you have high porosity hair. What this simply means is your hair absorbs moisture very easily, and at the same time it loses moisture very easily. So if you have high porosity hair, you always find that your hair is dry, like it's dry all the time. Although not moisturizing your hair, irrespective of the porosity level, can also lead to dry hair. But if you're always moisturizing your hair and your hair is still always dry, you could have high porosity hair. So you should probably just take the test so that you can know your porosity level. I think that's all for hair porosity. And then going to the next one, which is protein treatment. Protein treatments, what it does for your hair, it's like it helps to strengthen your hair, it helps to increase or improve your hair's elasticity, and then it also improves the general health of your hair, and it also improve your porosity level. So it means the higher your porosity level, the more protein your hair needs. Do you understand? So am I saying do you understand as if someone is here listening to me? I'm just talking to myself. Okay, so one thing about protein treatment is you have to find the balance when you're doing protein treatment, because not doing protein treatment at all would damage your hair, because your hair would make your hair would be limp, kind of like lifeless, doesn't have elasticity, And overdoing your protein treatment too, on the other hand, would damage your hair, because too much of every good thing is bad. So doing too much protein treatment is not good for your hair, and not doing protein treatment as well is not good for your hair. So you kind of like have to find the balance, and that's where your hair porosity level would help you find that balance. So like I said earlier, the higher your porosity, the more protein you need. So what it means is, if you have a low porosity hair, you don't need to do protein treatment too often. And if you have high porosity hair, then you would need to do protein treatment often. So like I personally have low porosity hair, and to be on the safe side, so that I am not overdoing it, I kind of like space my protein treatment. I think I'll do protein treatment every 3 months. That's about 12 weeks. And I'm not a professional or anything, but I'm just trying to be on the safe side so that I am not overdoing it, because low porosity hair, you don't need so much protein in your hair. So I do my protein treatment every 3 months. So if you have low porosity hair, you can try that and see if that will work for you. But I feel it's okay. It works for me, so I feel it's okay. But if you have medium porosity hair, then you would want to do it more frequently. So let's say 8 weeks. That's 2 months. Every 2 months, every 8 weeks, you should do a protein treatment. But if you have high porosity hair, then you should consider doing your protein treatment every 4 to 6 weeks. So that's like monthly. But one thing is, since protein treatment should help improve your porosity level, it means that after you've done it for a while, let's say maybe you've done it every month for 4 months or 5 months, you should do a porosity test to see if your porosity level has increased, because protein treatment should actually help with your porosity level. So if you have high porosity hair, you should do your protein treatment every month, and then check it all the time. Check it maybe after every treatment to see if there has been an improvement or so. Okay, so you must use a deep conditioner after you do your protein treatment, because doing protein treatment on your hair can kind of like have an effect on your hair. So you would need to use a moisturizing deep conditioner to like put back moisture into your hair. So it's really important. Please do not do a protein treatment and not follow up with a deep conditioning treatment. So it's really important. So for my protein treatment, I use the Afo-G or Afo-Gi. I don't know what the pronunciation is, but it's quite popular. I think most people I know, most YouTubers I follow, or most natural hair page I follow, that's what they all use, because it's like it's easy to get, it's quite affordable. So I use the Afo-G or the Afo-Gi 2 minutes protein treatment. What you just do is you just wash your hair and apply the protein treatment, cover it up for 5 minutes, and then you rinse it out, and then you apply your deep conditioner and rinse out and style your hair. But if you want to do a DIY, that's do it yourself, you want to do at home protein treatment, I hear raw eggs are a good source of protein, avocado, mayonnaise, but I don't do all that. I can't put raw egg on my hair, not because of anything, but I've tried it once. It was a terrible experience. Like, it smelled so awful, and I can't try it again. So yes, I'd rather just do the ready-made protein treatment, and you can do that. It's quite easy, and you would always have it for a long time. It's convenient. It's quite convenient. Okay, so I think that's all about protein treatment. So we'll just go to the last topic, which is trimming your natural hair. Okay, so it's really confusing, when you tell someone that is just new, a new natural person, that they have to trim their hair. When I heard about it, it was quite funny because I was like, okay, you're trying to make your hair grow long, and then they say trim your hair. How does that even make sense? But the thing is, as your hair grows longer, the ends of your hair, that's like the tip of your hair, it gets older, like it's the oldest part of your hair. So after a while, you find that they're starting to feel rough, they're starting to feel dry, kind of, compared to the rest of your hair. So it's important that you kind of like just trim that part off, so that you can have a healthy hair in general. And if you notice, after a while, the tip of your hair, that's the end of your hair, it will start to feel tangled up. Like, you now find that when you're trying to detangle your hair, it's usually very difficult to put the comb, especially at the ends of your hair. Now that's why you should trim off your hair, because if you continue to pull at it, you find that you would lose a lot of hair. So it's easier when you have to deal with hair that is not tangled and that does not have a lot of tangle, that does not have a lot of dryness. So it's just better for you to always trim off your ends after a while. And how to know if your hair needs to be trimmed. This is for people that have probably not trimmed their hair before, or don't know that you need to trim your hair. Now, if you look at the ends of your hair, if you look at like a few strands of your hair towards the end, and then you start to notice like knots in like a lot of strands on your hair towards the end, you start to notice like it's knotted, kind of like it feels very dry, it feels like grass, literally feels like grass. You know that you need to trim your hair at that point. And then there's also this thing called split ends. When you look at the strand of your hair and you notice that it's kind of like splitting into two, it's just one strand of hair, but it's kind of like splitting into two, and you find that a lot in your hair seriously, at that point, it seriously needs to be trimmed. Because what happens is, if you don't trim it, those splits will just travel up it will just travel up to your hair, and it causes breakage, it causes damage to your hair, and you really don't want that. So try and trim your hair often. And another sign that you need to trim your hair is if you find it very difficult to detangle your hair. I mean, you can't possibly put a comb through your hair without struggling. You need to trim your hair, especially towards the end though. You need to trim even when it's wet. You know that you need to trim your hair. Now for trimming your hair, some people would say, oh, trim your hair every month. Some people would say, oh, trim your hair every 6 weeks. Personally, I don't think that makes sense, because your hair grows about a quarter of an inch to half of an inch every month. And if you're saying trim your hair every month, what does that mean? It means that you need to trim off your hair at the same rate at which it grows. So if you're trying to have long hair, I don't see how that would work. So I would say trim your hair every 3 months, every 3 to 4 months. That's when I would say trim your hair. And I think that's good enough. If you take care of your hair, if you take proper care of your hair, if you are always moisturizing, deep conditioning your hair, and taking proper care of your hair, then you will notice that you won't need to trim your hair every month or every 6 weeks. So it's important you take care of your hair in order to prevent frequent trims. So I would say trim your hair every 3 months. But then if at the end of 3 months, what I want to say is don't wait till your hair is damaged before you trim it. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, schedule your trims. If you're going to be trimming your hair every 3 months, then trim your hair every 3 months or 4 months, irrespective of how it feels. Some people would want to wait till their hair is tangled, till they start to see split ends, till they start to see knots on their hair before they trim. I don't think that makes sense. Why wait for the damage to be done, then start looking for a solution? it doesn't make sense. So I just feel like schedule your trims just the way you should schedule your protein treatments. Schedule your trims. You could make it every 3 months, you can make it every 4 months, depends on you, but that's a good time. That's a good time frame to trim your hair. And when you want to trim your hair, you probably just need to trim about a quarter of an inch or half an inch. Depends on how your hair feels, really. So you should really pay attention to your hair. It's your hair. Our hair grows at different rates, so I can't say trim this particular measurement or this particular inches of hair off your hair, because the way my hair grows is quite different from the rate at which your hair grows. So I would say study your hair, look out for how it feels, and after you've trimmed it, while you're waiting for your next trim, kind of like, okay, how does my hair feel? Is it feeling dry? Do I need to trim again or something? But I think 3 months is a good time. 3 to 4 months is a good time to trim your hair. So I think that's all. I've spoken about hair porosity, protein treatment, and trimming your natural hair. So yeah, I think that's all for this video. So thank you for watching, and stay tuned for my next video. I kind of want to introduce this episodes on my channel where I get to talk about hair stuffs. Most of my videos I'm always showing you guys how to do something, how to twist your hair, how to moisturize, how to do it. But these hair talks, it's just going to be like this one today, where I'm not teaching you guys how to do anything. I'm not showing you guys how to do anything. I'm basically just talking about something hair related. So I'll be doing it once in a while. I don't know how often, depends on the topics I want to talk about, or how if I get a good topic to talk about, then I will talk about it and post it up here. So it's going to be this is the first episode. So on the next episode, I'm still just going to talk about hair talks and just hair talks. So thank you for watching. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you should follow me on Instagram, because that's where all the fun happens. I get to interact with people more on my Instagram page, and I get to post tips and just post a lot of things, unlike here where I just post videos once or twice a week. So you should follow me on my Instagram page. If you're not following, I am going to leave my Instagram link in the description box, so you can just check it out and just follow me on Instagram. Thank you for watching. Please, if you're yet to subscribe, please subscribe. I need you all to subscribe on this channel and like my videos. You can comment your questions if you have any questions, or just follow me on Instagram, send me a DM, and I'll try and respond. I always respond to my DMs. So thank you for watching. Have a nice day, and see you on my next video.